Jack Higgins is one of these Chicago figures who's close to Mayor Richard M. Daley, and Jack Higgins wanted to be the developer of a prime parcel that belongs to something called the Illinois Medical District. It's at 2020 West Ogden. He was chosen by the board of this Illinois Medical District last year to develop the site. But what happened was, it came to light after my Sun-Times colleague Tim Novak did a little bit of digging around, that Jack Higgins and his wife owed more than $2.5 million to the IRS for taxes going back to 2005. So the Illinois Medical District backed out of the deal and agreed to restart the process and seek proposals that they would give a fresh look to. Since then, Jack Higgins and his wife apparently have not repaid the IRS the more than $2.5 million that they owed, according to public records. They now owe another $250,000+ for a total tax bill of nearly $2.8 million that is delinquent, according to the Internal Revenue Service. The Illinois Medical District is a board of 7 members that are appointed by Mayor Rahm Emanuel, Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle, and Governor Pat Quinn. This is one of these special agencies that has control over, in the case of the Illinois Medical District, 560 acres just west of the Loop. And there are many of those acres that need to be developed yet. And part of that is the 9 acres that Jack Higgins was interested in until he got into his tax problems. Now, Jack Higgins hasn't been deterred by the fact that the Illinois Medical District pulled out. In fact, he was at their meeting last week, according to a sign-in sheet that we've obtained, and there were people there from a labor union speaking on behalf of Jack Higgins' proposal to win the new process, despite the fact that he still owes a lot of money to Uncle Sam. The Illinois Medical District has kept tight wraps on who is actually applying to develop this parcel. They have called for something called a quiet period, which probably works better in kindergarten than in a public project of this magnitude and this importance. Be that as it may, we do have some hints as to who, besides Jack Higgins, is interested in developing this site. There was a pre-bid meeting on February the 5th, and we obtained a copy of who was at that meeting. And besides Jack Higgins, there also were a couple of representatives of a newer company in town called, I believe it's pronounced Tour Partners, LLC. The executive chairman of Tour Partners, LLC is none other than former Mayor Richard M. Daley. Another person involved in Tour Partners is former Mayor Richard M. Daley's son, Patrick Daley. Neither the former mayor nor his son were at this meeting, but his former City Hall chief of staff and now Tour Partners CEO, Lori Healy, was there. Another interesting person who was at the meeting and who may be involved in one of these bids was Isaiah Thomas, the basketball player and West Side native, one of the bad boys from the Detroit Pistons. In fact, the spokeswoman for his company did confirm that he's interested, but again, we're in the quiet period, and I think the public deserves to know really who's playing in this political sandbox because it's a potentially very lucrative deal.